All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Mary Jane, for the very kind introduction. And good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to share with you our latest discovery on obesity. So as Mary Jane mentioned, that my lab has been interested in understanding how our bodies store and use energy and how these processes get out of the control in obesity. By understanding this process and the mechanism, we hope to develop a new treatment for obesity. So I think all of you would agree with me, obesity has become a worldwide epidemic. So in 2016, more than 1.9 billion adults are overweight, and over these, over 650 million are obese, and this number is rising quickly. And the situation in Australia is not any better. The rate of obesity in Australia has grown by more than 80% over the past 3 decades, with current 2/3 of Australian population are either overweight or obese, making Australia one of the fattest countries in the world. As many of you know, that obesity is the root problem of many serious diseases, including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, and dementia. And they have put a huge amount of pressure on our economy and also public health system. In 2019, obesity alone cost the Australian economy $11.9 billion. So that is a massive problem. And unfortunately, current treatment are inadequate. Lifestyle modification like diet and exercise is essential to weight loss. However, because of the poor long-term compliance to these lifestyle changes, very few people will achieve the long-term weight loss. Bariatric surgery is effective, but is only reserved for severe obese patient as a last resource. And obviously, many obese individuals will need anti-obesity medication to help them to control the body weight. So most obesity drugs developed so far are appetite suppressants that target the brain. They are effective, but they have significant side effects, for instance, depression, mood change, heart problem, or nausea. And in fact, about 80% of the obesity medications that reach the market have withdrawn from the market because of the side effects, and leaving only 5 weight loss drugs on the market. This is in sharp contrast to 11 different classes, a total of 93 drugs approved for hypertension. Because of the huge obesity population, novel obesity medications with improved safety and efficacy are urgently needed. In order to find a solution to this enormous problem, we need to come down to the basic to understand energy balance. This is a simplified diagram of energy balance. It's pretty simple. When what we eat equals what we use, we maintain a stable body weight. However, if what we eat what we eat is more than what we use, and excess energy from food will store it in fat, causing weight gain and obesity. So the fundamental problem of obesity is the imbalance between the food intake and energy expenditure. So it's very easy to understand if energy expenditure is more than food intake, and we will see weight loss. That is very simple. So currently and previous obesity drugs targeted the brain to suppress the appetite and reduce the food intake. And there are some success, but come with the serious side effect, as I mentioned earlier. Our approach is very different. We focus on targeting the energy expenditure, increase the energy expenditure. And we identify a drug called BIBO3304, which is target fat cells, target this particular molecule YY receptor on the fat cells directly to increase the natural heat production. The most importantly, this compound does not go into the brain, therefore avoid potential side effects that commonly associated with the centrally acting drugs. And we test this compound in the experimental model, which fed high-fat diet for 7 weeks. As you can see that the body weight shown in blue in the Bibo treated mice are significantly lower on high-fat diet compared to its control. And this is primarily due to the significant reduction in fat weights, as you can see here. So, and we would like to find out what caused this weight loss. We went on to use this specialized infrared thermal camera to monitor the heat production in freely moving mice. And as you can see that the body weight and the brown fat, not body weight, sorry, body temperature and brown fat temperature showing blue is significantly higher in Bibo treated mice. And for those who don't know the brown fat is a type of the fat that burns energy to keep us warm. And this data really suggests that Y1 blocker Bibo can increase the natural heat production and energy expenditure, leading to the weight loss. And we get some piece of the fat and look at it under the microscope. You can appreciate that, the Bibo treated mice actually have the smaller the fat cells. And then this is caused by the increase of the heat production, because we measured the expression of a gene that responsible for heat production. We observed that this gene expression was hugely increased by the Bibo treatment. And then we perform one of the experiments we called glucose tolerance test, which is mimic the situation we eat meals in humans. And what we can see that the mice actually received Bibo has a lowered glucose level, and indicating that these mice is actually handled glucose better. And then we went on to get a tiny bit of the fat from obese individuals that participated in our study. And we put this tiny bit fat into the culture dishes and culture them in the present or the absent of this Bibo drug. And then we check the expression of the gene that is responsible for heat production, UCP1, as you can see, similar to the data in mice, and the UCP1 expression was significantly upregulated, suggesting that this Bibo can increase the fat metabolism and potentially reduce the fat in human as well. This result was published in one of the prestigious journal, Nature Communication. We are very excited about this data. And right now, we have had tools and models to accelerate the development. We have established collaborations with national and international scientists and clinicians. Most importantly, as I show you, we have the experimental drug Bibo that already identified, which is going to save a huge amount of the time and also the monies for the further development. So what next? We are seeking the support from the government grants and public donations and the industry to move this work forward to preclinical and clinical trial. So, okay, I think, yeah, obviously, in summary, and I would like to, I have shown you that the exciting new approach for fighting the obesity and using a Y1 blocker to increase the heat production. And it will bring the significant benefits to the individuals and to the society as well. And thank you for your support.